a single wish, but it's in these hands that take aim and miss. I fight it, but I can't wake up. I was given a vision of the end, but it's here in these hands that cannot mend. And the memory will haunt me for all eternity. How can I destroy my weakness? 'Cause I wanna be stronger. I need to keep them all safe, but I lack the power. If we learn to wield our flaws, then the future can be ours. Reach out if you need a hand to hold and save the night. On the darkest of my days, you saved my life. Far beyond the razor edge of your blade, there lies a prayer that will surpass the dream I know will last throughout time. Your reach out. Ever given to that ungodly night? What good is a star that has lost its light? I watch as we fade one by one. We're on the same road, both you and I. Like two planets, we are bound to collide, and we can't seem to break free beyond our destiny. I fallen victim to my weakness in my haste to be stronger. I somehow lost it all, and my hope was bent for power. Time will leave me, I don't mind. It can leave us both behind. Break down as the constellations fall and turn to dust. We climb and burn until the breaking dawn. Far beyond the dream we carved together, the vow we made, it kept me strong. It's been here all along, here in my hands. If to feel pain is my fate, then I have just one thing to say. Here in my scar-covered heart, color will always exist. I watch the last stardust rise up and fly just to dust, ash to ash into the sky. Reach out if you need a hand to hold and save the night. On the darkest of my days, you saved my life. Far beyond the razor edge of your blade, there lies a prayer that will surpass the dream I know will last throughout time.
All right, let's get this started. Thank you, Amelie, for that nice remake. Amelie always has a magnificent voice. I'll leave a link to that cover in the chat, which I got it fixed on YouTube's end, but I don't know if I have it fixed on your guys' end, so we'll still have to do some testing on that. But anyway, hello, and welcome back. We are here with our first gaming stream. How's everyone doing today? Gotta get this mic in the right shot. We are here today playing Fate Stay Night Remastered, if you saw the title. As I said last week, this is just going to be kind of a start to the gaming stuff. We're going to take this nice and slow. There are going to be issues probably with this stream. I apologize for that. Yeah, so I figured, you know, why not start with a game that's like not really high in graphics. It's basically just I'm reading and it's just a slideshow. But, you know, it's the easiest kind of test I can think about. And then if this goes well, I'll have something better along in the future. For today, let me pull it up. Let me see if I can get it. We should be able to see it now. For today, we're going to be doing the Fate Remastered visual novel. I have talked to a couple people off stream, and they assured me that any kind of images through this playthrough should be fine. I was told that this is a Steam remastered, so there shouldn't be any of the original H content that was for this game for its original intended purposes. But if there is, I have a safety net. I will have a censor to make sure that we all stay wholesome and remember our holy duty is to enjoy the story and the content, not any other salacious reasons. So my censor bar, of course, will be our lovely Saver over here. She's looking at you as in, how could you do this? Such an atrocious act you have committed. But I think we should be fine. But if it comes up, that will be our backup plan. Yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be our first game. And I'm really hoping nothing crashes. Fingers crossed. But yeah, let's get into this and see what this game has to offer. If anything slows or anything crashes, just type in the chat. I should be able to see it myself on my end. And I think I also fixed some of the peaking because I did listen to a little bit of the last VOD. I still can't figure out why my sound alerts did not work in the recording. That's going to be another thing I have to work on. But I think I fixed the peaking. It should be a lot better now. But all right. No more wasting. Let's go. Alright, so I took the sphere. I'm using mouse and key because I think it's going to be a lot easier. If this was a different kind of game, I probably might have used an actual controller. I want to lower the volume just a little bit. Okay. I don't see a volume thing, so auto save is on. I'm still gonna normal save. Sounds better. Okay. I guess this is fine as is. My controls. So let's see. Confirm text. Alright. Cancel. Okay. Open the menu. Okay. Alright. Okay, shit. Quick save. Flashing light, a spear that thrusted skewered the heart. Attempting to evade was pointless. It was but a flash, too swift for the human eye to follow. The tip of the spear was like a flash of light, and yet moonlight swept in to save me. The strike threatened. That sound was beautiful, like the tolling of a bell. No truth to be told, the sound hung over me heavier than an iron weight. The beauty had little to do with aesthetics. The stark armor wrapped about her was like a frozen night itself. The ringing was nothing itself but pleasant. It was the sound of steel, but the night herself was beautiful enough to make it into a chiming of bell. And there it is.
とう、
And
あ
there
なた
they
が
are.
私のマスターか。
Okay. Her voice resonated into the darkness. Ah, the classic scene.
召喚に従い参上した。
So, I guess maybe a little bit of pretext before we get further into this. Why I wanted to do this specific visual novel compared to some other stuff. I'm into Fate. I'm not a huge Fate fan. Like, I'm not gonna like defend every aspect of the Fate universe and its outer verse of series that connect into it. I know a couple of individuals like that, which I am more of a moderate fan of Fate. I like certain aspects of it, but I also can realize that a lot of aspects of Fate and its overall story elements are kind of much. It's a bit much for people, which I get. I totally understand it. But I still enjoy it enough to want to play certain games, read a little, not all of it, but read a little bit of the lore bits here and there. So, yeah. If anyone was just curious why I chose Fate.
これより我が剣はあなたと共にあり、あなたの運命は私と共にある。ここに契約は完了した。
Unless the pact was sealed, right? Just as she chose me to serve me, I'm sure that in that moment I swore to serve her. I was going to read Emmy and maybe some other characters, but if it has like dialogue like that is audible, I won't read it. The moonlight cut through the darkness, as if in imagination of the night, the storehouse regained the form of calm. Time had stopped. The vision before me had lasted less than even a second. Be that as it may, I will always remember the sight of her as clearly as if it were still happening. Even if I fall into the depths of hell, the faint slant of her profile, her serene, divinely green eyes, for a moment time had stopped, and their silhouette draped blue suede. I was struck by the pale blue glow. Her hair as fine as golden thread was bathed in blue. Flashbang. Okay. Whew. And there we go. Fate. So, as the title says, we're going to be doing the Fate route. We will not be doing Unlimited Blade Works. We will not be doing Heaven's Field. Mainly because I've seen those two in the anime format and movie format. I'm very much aware of their continuity and stuff. I have not seen the original anime. I've seen like clips, which is the adaptation of the Fate Stay Night Fate route. But people tell me it's not a good adaptation, so I figured, hey, one day I'll go through this game and just play the game version route of that, so that way I have now officially gone through all three of the routes. I'm sure someone still will complain like you didn't do it properly, you should have played the games and then watched the anime. You know, I'm just gonna do me and do a spur of the moment kind of game with this. Let's see. I see someone who takes me back. He's tall, with chiseled features. I've never known him to crack a joke. He ruffles my hair affectionately. Well, I already know who that is. No, that's not what this is. It's more like he's grasping my head and working it like a stubborn jar lid. Maybe he doesn't even know how to control his strength. That's only to be expected. It's the first time he's ever done something like this. It's time for me to leave. You know what to do next. I answered yes in a somber voice. He nodded once again, withdrew hand and stood up, and that is all. I had Had I known this would be the last time we would ever see each other, I would have done my best to make him laugh with a perfect joke. I've been practicing punchlines in private in hopes to finally see a smile crack that stony face. If I have to regret one thing, that I never got to tell him any of my jokes. Little Rin. Get the association in your debt before you become an adult. Any decisions after that, I leave up to you. I'm sure you'll manage on your own. So he said, but I bet he was worried about me. He told me our former family's heirloom jewels, the gems passed down to us from our Grand Master, and how to manage the underground workshop. It was a rapid-fire course of subjects he had never taught me before. Even as a child, I realized that he would probably never come home again. That was war. Not a war between countries, but of people. But in this war, there were only 7 combatants. It may not have seemed fitting to call it a war, but having mages involved in some changes. 7 mages from different factions competed, but I wasn't sure why. They killed each other using methods I didn't really understood. One of them was the man in front of me. It meant that he would kill and eventually be killed. I'm sure he felt the ticking of his life clock even more keenly than I did. Rin, before long the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duty of the Tosakas to obtain it, and above all, it is the path that we are destined to walk as mages. And with that, he ruffled my hair one last time and left. I never saw him again. My father/teacher was one of the masters who participated in the Holy Grail War. He never came home. Yeah, well, your
い
father
ってらっ
was...
しゃいませ、お父様。
Your father was a peculiar individual. I bid him farewell as well as behaved daughter should be. I knew I was on the verge of tears, but I didn't let them show. Because I loved him. He was a great father and even a greater mage. Mages are stubborn. As far as I knew, there wasn't a more upstanding man in the world. Oof. As my instructor, he trained me. As my father, he loved me. And so I decided. I accepted the things that he left for me. He chose my own path. Rin, before long, the Holy Grail War will appear. It is the duty of the Tosaka house to obtain above all else. In the end, his final words for me were given as a mage, not a father. That's the moment I made up my mind.
よし、それじゃあ一つ気合い入れて一人前になりますか。
It's only natural for an apprentice to live up to her master's hopes. That's how I, Rin Tosaka, grew up after experiencing life's twists and turns. It has been 10 years since my father went off to war. I wouldn't say I've been looking forward to this day, but I'm a bit on edge. That goes without saying, after all. The moment which was burned into my memory 10 years ago will soon be upon me again. January 31st. Alright. Now, I've never played a visual novel. I have never played anything Fate-related outside of stuff like Fate Extella on the Switch. I'm not too sure how to choose the actual routes itself, but hopefully it will present it to me. I hope it's not like, oh, you have to choose an option, and then depending on that option, that's how you get your routes. But we'll see. Ring
う
ring!
るさい。止まれ。
The noise does not stop. It's such an infernal racket, it's almost as if it's here to avenge my father.
はいよ、もう。昨日は遅くまでやってたんだから。もうちょっと。
I wish it had just let me sleep a bit more. I feel that every single day. In fact, it should. Let me turn up my light a little bit. Nope. There we go. That's better. I stayed up in the early hours, deciphering my father's will, and I used a hell of a lot of magical energy to do so. I'm totally exhausted, my body and my mind.
もう、融通の利かないやつ。
Keeps on ringing and ringing and ringing. The alarm clock is deaf to my complaints. What kind of machine makes a noise that seems like its sole purpose to remind you that you are late? Well, not a machine, but usually that's your parents' jobs.
遅刻はまずい。
Can I also use the forward key? Oh, I can. Oh, hold on. No, it just makes it automatic. But that's good to know. No matter how much of an over archiver I am, I should try to make it to school on time, at least for today. It's only
そう
slightly.
そう。あらかじめ30分ずらして目覚ましをセットしたんだから、あと30分は眠れるはず。
Doesn't that sound off?
30分ずらして？
I peer at the alarm clock through sleeping heavily eyelids. The hands point to 7 o'clock on the dot. I usually get up at 6:30, which means I've completely messed up my safety margarine. I feel that. I am one of those people that needs to, at bare minimum, wake up an hour before I really should be heading out. I like that rhythm. It makes me feel like I'm not being thrust out of bed and like panicking to get ready for whatever. Speaking of which, why is my brain so slow in the morning? I glare at the alarm clock for several seconds. I shut off the alarm and climb sluggishly out of bed. The warm chill bites at me as I cross the hallway, enter the parlor. This is the final 7 a.m. in January. Winters in Fuyaka are relatively warm, but the mornings here are cold as ever. Even at home, my breath, mist white, is much colder without anyone else living here.
暖房。
I turn on the heater and go wash up. Single living is so inconvenient at times like this. If there was someone else here to wake up before me, then the parlor would already be heated. Sure. I mean, you could just hire someone. I wash my face at the sink. I run a brush through my long hair and get dressed. A chilly morning in a frigid bathroom. The only thing to be said for it is that the cold water mercilessly beats the sleeplessness out of me. With a final tug on the ribbon at my collar, I finish getting dressed. All that's left is to have breakfast and go to school. The clock reads just past 7, so my morning rush feels a bit anticlimactic.
なんだ、
I totally
これなら走っていく必要もないか。
Of course, I never do anything so uncouth as sprinting to school. What do you think this is? An anime? The Tosca family motto dictates that we conduct ourselves with confidence and elegance at all times. Sure. Sure. I'm gonna turn my light again. I don't know why. It's coming in a lot darker than I feel like it should be. My ancestors must have been some high and mighty aristocrats, if that's what we've been taught through generations. Yeah. Oh my god, what does it say? An acrostic man. I'm going to say an acrostic? Sorry. Again, see last stream, I mentioned, if you subscribe to me, which you should do, you're in for a whirlwind of negative IQ reading. One ear out the other. An acrostic mansion I live in is proof enough of that. Plus, the Toscas are a line of spell weavers who practice what is known as magecraft. We're not just an old family. We have an admirable storied history.
まあその自慢できることでもないんだけど。
Not that there's anything to brag about. In fact, I literally cannot talk about it. Why are you talking to yourself? The truth is, I am a mage. Who could I even brag about this to? As the name suggests, magecraft is what most normal people would see as magic. It sounds like some supernatural woo-woo, and if you like to think of that as just wiggling your fingers and saying abracadabra, that's fine too. Just think of us as people who chant weird words and make equally weird stuff happen. That said, we do not fly around on broomsticks, do not shoot stars out of our wands either. Well, I mean, that'd be kind of cool. We can do things kind of like that, but there's no point, so we don't. And you guys are a bunch of killers, that's what it sounds like. We're pretty much heretics who lurk in the shadows of society. We're not allowed to draw attention to ourselves, and anyone who has the time for that kind of thing would rather spend it on their research. Ordinary humans may call us magicians, but that would be wrong. In fact, there are only 5 magicians in the whole world. So, in Fate, I forgot, they do have like this weird, like, which fits Fate overall. It has a very in-depth, sometimes even overly complex way of describing their world. This is world building kicked up from like a 9 to a 25. It's like, okay, this is a little too much. I didn't need all this for like an entree, you know. Yeah, they had like this weird definition between magecraft and mages versus magicians. Like, I think it's supposed to be like a higher rank, if I remember correctly. In fact, there are only 5 magicians in the whole world. Magicians are what we call people who can do something that no one else can. They can accomplish feats beyond the means of modern science and perform genuine miracles, unlike Accius mages. Like, a mage is someone who can be like, oh, you want your lawn watered? Presto. And then the lawn's watered. Versus a magician, hey, the Sahara Desert has not rained in like 5 weeks. And it's like an actual, you know, desert. Cast greater climate, weather change, and then all of a sudden it rains, and then like a rainforest appears out of the Sahara Desert. I guess that's would be like, you know, the difference in a similar case. Similarly, magic is the label that we use for mystics. Magical mysteries that cannot be realized with any amount of time or skill. While magecraft, though it looks mysterious, it's something anyone can do with enough time and resources. I'm a mage, and the kind of mystics I use are merely magecraft, not true magic. Confusing, I know, but that's how it works. That is, like, I should take a clip of that. Hold on. I'm gonna snip that. I'm going to save that for later when I have fake conversations, because I know I'm going to have a couple people being like, what? That's not what it means. You didn't read correctly. Well, that's what it said, so I don't know what to tell you. Also, I'm just double checking my audio. All right. Save. All right. Confusing, I know, but that's how it works. Also, modern civilization does not accept the existence of mages. We believe in manipulate and study things that can't be measured, which puts us at odds with modern society. Above all, there's no point into any of what we do. You'd be soon much happier just going off to a normal school and becoming a normal adult than you would be studying magecraft. Human technology has accomplished great things. Yeah, the atom bomb. It's literally a pocket star, you know. And now, I mean, Jesus. For the last few centuries, magecraft has been playing catch up to progress of civilization. So, true magic obviously is probably beyond any technology, like they said. So, I mean, from thinking about some other stuff in other fate, you know, adjacent stuff, I'm thinking like, yeah, they have stuff beyond like what we have currently. Like, you know, we're getting to the point of proton engines. We're getting to the point of not fission but fusion generators. You know, pocket stars and stuff. But in theory, magic, true magic, should be on anything that we can create with technology. But magecraft is even behind our stuff in a lot of regards in their world. Nothing is impossible for humanity anymore. Miracles that can be only realized with magecraft in the distant past has been reduced to a common tool and application. Even so, magecraft does have its own benefits. Just as there are some things that only science can accomplish, there remain heights of mystics that can reach. If science is racing into the future, then mages are racing into the past. I think the Tosaka Grand Master said that. Whether you're heading into the past or to the future, your destination is the same, 0, or something like that. We can shelve the We can shelve the difficult topics for now. Philosophy is for the elderly. You might be old in spirit. Stay hydrated. I finished my breakfast and packed up my bag.
そうだ、ペンダント持っていかないと。
Oh, right. Gotta bring my pendant. I'm reluctant to take something so valuable to school. It would be a waste to leave it behind.
何しろ100年ものの石だものね。うちにある宝石の中じゃダントツで最強だし。
One could even say it is an entirely different level. I obtained the gem after decoding my father's will last night. It's imbued with 10 years worth of my own magical energy. I've been told that Tosaka family has heirloom jewels passed down since the olden days, and this might be one. Tosaka mages specialize in the conversion and flow of power, channel our magical energy into precious gems whenever we have a spare moment. Simply put, I am the gun and the jewel is the bullet. The other main thing that I inherited from my father is a magic crest engraved into my left arm. A magic crest is proof that I am the heir to our lineage. like the techniques of the Tosca condensed into a tattoo.
まだ始まったわけじゃないけど、用心に越したことはないか。
For now, I stow my pendant, my father's keepsake, in my pocket.
切り札だものね。これに秘められた魔力ならできないことはないぐらいなんだし。
No. It's 7:30. You better leave soon if I don't want to lose you.
Tourism will fall and dry.
I weave energy into a brief foreign phrase. As a mage, I cannot neglect the security of my own house, my base. That still applies even if I never had so much a single burglar, lost child, or stray cat wander into my house. Actually, I don't think the neighbors have ever come over to say hello. I wonder why.
別にいいけどね。野良猫でしゃ入ってこないってどういうことよ。
I look up at the mansion that's been my home for over a decade. Their house is nice. It is very, European-inspired post-Meiji, the Meiji Restoration period kind of mansion. It's very nice. Very nice. Fuiki is a strange city. One side of the intersection dividing the residential areas is filled with old samurai estates, while the side I'm on has an abundance of mansions built in European style. So there you go. I'm pretty sure she speaks not Slavic, Norwegian when she's casting her spells and her runes, if I remember correctly. Apparently a whole bunch of foreign families immigrated here along... There you go. But I've never seen a single foreigner around here. There's even a cemetery for foreigners in Shinto, the new part of the city, across the river, but it was built for the generations that immigrated here.
日本の土が合わなかったのか
Maybe
な。
Japan just didn't suit them. Well, that's not the case anymore. I make a mental note to ask the priest about it next time I visit the church. Oh, the priest. He's nothing if not full of boring trivia, for sure.
あれ？
Something feels off as soon as I stepped outside.
なんだろう。思ったより静かなんですけど。
There's no trace of typically morning bustle. At 7:30 in the morning, there would normally be students and workers on their daily commute.
まあ、こういう日もあるか。
Maybe everyone's slept in. It's unusually cold today, so everyone must be snuggled up. I wish.
けどさすがに。
Even if that is true, it's strange that there isn't a single student on the street. At this time of day, you expect to see at least school uniforms or two. And yet, from where I am standing, the school gate, it looks like morning club activities are just starting up. Which can only mean...
あれ父さんか今朝は一段と早いのね。
You're off early. Oh, was it, turn back the clocks?
やっぱりそうきたか。
おはよう。今日も寒いね、こりゃ。
The girl who addressed me so casually is Ayako Mitsuri. She's my class in 2A, and she has quite a history.
おはよう、三辻さん。つかぬことを聞くけど、今何時だかわかる？
何時って7時前じゃない。父さんが寝ぼけてる？
She waves her hand in front of my face as if to ask if anyone's home. Ayaka is one of my few friends, and she knows I'm not a morning person. It's crazy how I don't vibe with Rin all the time, but I feel like I'm so much like Rin. So what does that say about me? by now that I'm still not completely
うちの時計1時間早かったみたい。しかも軒並み。
Yeah, they're an hour ahead.
目覚まし時計はおろか柱時計まできっかり早まってた。
I thought it was my alarm clock, but my grandfather clock was off too. What is going on here? Father must have set the clocks to go haywire once I took the pendant out of the underground cellar.
遠坂、
気にしないで。別に大したことじゃないから。それより三辻さんは今日も朝練？
ええ、弓道部は問題児も多いし、うまいのが一人減ったからね。4月の新入生獲得のために少しぐらいは見栄えを良くしとかないと。
そう、気苦労が絶えないのね、相変わらず。
他人事だからって言ってくれるわ。あ、ついでだから見ていく？遠坂が見学する分には男どもも喜ぶけど。
弓道部は
I acquainted with 3 of its members. One is Ayaka, a girl I'm talking to now. I barely ever speak to her. Of those latter 2, there's one that I actually cannot explain away as I actually cannot explain away as simply as an acquaintance. I became friends with Ayaka, the club captain, because I'd been watching the club from afar.
そうね、様子を見るだけなら付き合うわ。早く来すぎたからやることもないし。
よし、じゃあ善は急げ。早速行こう。
One of our school's trademarks is its well-equipped archery range. The chair of the school board has a passion for Kyoto, traditional Japanese archery, so they built a magnificent range on campus. It's kind of a waste for a high school club. To be honest, that's cool though. Their archery is very artistic.
ほらほら、まだ開始まで時間があるし、中でお茶しようぜ、遠坂。
Ayaka tugs on my arm looking for someone who is. If I'm being honest, her brusque way of speaking is a bad habit. Now let her be herself. As Ayako said, there's no one else in the range. We sweep Japanese tea that's so hot it numbs my tongue as we prepare the head for today's classes. The hot drink is delicious in the quiet, wintry archery range.
さて、単刀直入に聞くけど、そっちの調子はどうなのよ、遠坂。いい加減頼りになる相棒は見つかった？
And she uses the occasion to ask me something completely ridiculous.
ほんと、いきなり本題に入るのね、あなたは。その言いぶりだと、そっちはもう見つけたんだ。
ノーコメント。遠坂が手を沸かすまではこっちも秘密さ。で、どうなのよ。その疲れた顔を見ると脈ありって感じだけど。
こっちもノーコメント。あなたに隠してもどうせ見抜かれるか。残念ながらこっちはまだよ。
Everyone has one of those kind of friends.
綾子の方はお互いのんびりしてる余裕はないはずだけ
Take
ど。
your time on the romantic front.
そうなんだけど、私も雲行きは怪しいわ。とりあえず取り繕うことはできるけど、ことがことでしょ。この先の命運がかかってるんだから妥協するわけにもいかないし。
Yeah, especially with nowadays stuff, sure.
勝手に決めて私に負けるのも嫌？
もちろん。私にとって重要なのはあんたを任すことだもの。何が手に入るとか何を手に入れるとかは二の次よ。
She chuckles confidently.
似た者同士ね、私たち。
ええ、 初めて会った時に言ったでしょ。あんたとはそういう関係にあるんだって。
ところでさ、私たちなんでこんな話してるんだっけ？
なんでって言い出したのは遠坂でしょ。あんたがいつまでも彼氏がいないのは女としてどうよなんてこぼすもんだから。なら3年になる前にどっちが先に男作るかって勝負になったんじゃない。
ああ、そうだった。売り言葉に買い言葉ってやつだった。で、遅れを取った方が一日言いなりになるんだっけ？
ええ、今時子供でも交わさない約束だけど、あんたと私に限って往生際が悪いってことはないでしょ。どんな結果になろうと負けた方はおとなしく勝者に従うことになる。それを思うと私は今から楽しみで楽しみで。
けど三辻さん、楽しむのは結構だけど目的を違えないよう気をつけなさい。勝負の内容は後先だけじゃないでしょ。
分かってるって。遠坂より早く遠坂が心底羨ましがるような関係にならないと完全勝利とは言えないからね。まあ私たちにとってはそれが一番厄介な問題なんだが、どんなにいい男だろうと好きになれなきゃ意味がない。
Google, help me. Give me a second. How the fuck do you say this? How the heck?
Misandrist.
Misandrist. That's how you say that. Misandrist. A person who dislikes, despises, or is strongly prejudiced against... Oh. So not a misogynist. Misandrist. Ah. Well, I'm going to be bookmarking this word. This word has more meaning nowadays than any year before, I feel like.
Misandrist.
Misandrist. Ah. I'm learning new words right now. Oh, okay. From what I've heard, she's known as a bit of a misandrist. Can't put too much stock into gossip, though. That she made this bet at all means less that she just doesn't like boys, and more that she hasn't found the right person. I mean, if you replace this with misogynist, and then just say, can't put too much stock into it in the gossip, though she made this bet all the means less. She just hasn't liked girls, or more that she hasn't found the right person. Like, imagine a guy were to say that, like, nah, like, people would be up in arms. People would definitely be up in arms if, like, a guy were to say that. Like, that aside.
ちょっと、私たちって何よ、私たちって。断っておきますけど、私はそっちと違って冷血感じゃありません。
No, you're right.
男の子を好きになるなんて問題でもなんでもないわ。
A lava pit that's ready to go off at any second.
ああ、それ嘘。もしくは気づいていないだけ。遠坂が男を気にかけるなんてことは絶対ないもの。今まで数えきれないぐらい告白されたくせに一つも色良い返事してないじゃない。少しでも興味があるなら付き合おうって思うでしょ。なのに断り続けるってことはあんたは男に興味がないってことよ。
That's how most people are at this age, though.
発想が貧困ね。その場合すでに好きな相手がいるから断ってるって話もありじゃない？
うわ、すっごい美談。いいね、そういうの。ロマンだな。
Ayoko's tone isn't mocking, she nods softly. Her sigh tells me that it would be nice if it were true. I don't believe myself. I really can't hide anything from her.
そうね。私もそう思う。
She's right, I know very well how cold I am.
認めるわ。私、こと恋愛に関しては素人みたい。
You're like in high school. Yeah, of course you should.
そういうこと。似た者同士だって言ったの遠坂でしょ。もうじき7時か。秘密の話はこの辺にしとこう。いつ人がやってくるかわからないし、朝になったら学生らしく振る舞わないとな。
まあ、三辻さんにもそういう世間体があったなんて意外だわ。ええ。
あんたほど筋金入ってないけどね。私の世間体なんて遠坂凛に比べたら灯籠の斧ってもんよ。あんたの猫っかぶりは擬態っていうより別人格のレベルよ。別人格。
Ayako sniffs, exaggerated. Empty the rest of the teacups, she poured me in.
で、遠坂はどうして部活に入らないのよ。運動神経がないなんてざれ言は聞かないからね。私は去年の体力測定でことごとくあんたに負けたの。
あら、肺活量では三辻さんに負けたわよ、私。あと、体重も三辻さんのが上だったけど。
That's pretty mean. I mean, lung capacity? She might be, but yeah, it might be like slightly bigger than Rin.
やったー、重さで3キロ上回ったー。って体重で勝っても嬉しくないってのよ、このタヌキ。
Ayako slaps the table.
危ない。お茶がこぼれるでしょ、三辻さん。首相なんだから道場は大事になさい。
うるさい。私は首相である前に遠坂のライバルだ。部員がいなけりゃあんたに食ってかかるのは当然よ。
Ayako sidelines me with a huff. She has a unique idea about beauty. Most people do. A beautiful woman must walk the material path. She's always going on about that. Not surprisingly, she's well versed in most martial arts. They didn't show that off in the anime. Kyoto was the discipline that she was least skilled at, so she joined the club and worked her way up to the captain. Oh, okay. One of those things, if you're not good at something, work at it until you are. Okay. Not bad. She's probably one of the top 3 people in our school you'd least want to mess with. So she's like a professional tomboy.
あら、部員がいなければ首相じゃないなんて問題発言じゃない？それ。
問題発言なもんですか。私はお飾りの首相だから、できることって言ったら不良部員を取り締まることだけよ。私以上にしゃがりっぱなやつがいるんだから、首相としての面目なんてないわ。
そうなの？藤村先生、三辻さんは飛び抜けてうまいって言ってたけど。
あの人がそう言うんならそりゃ少しは自信が持てるけど、まあいなくなっちまったやつのことなんて考えても仕方ないか。そうね、藤村先生がそう言ってくれたんなら真面目に首相やんないとまずいか。
そうそう、噂をすれば影。そろそろ部員がやってくる頃でしょ。私はおいとまするけど、三辻さんはきちんと首相になりなさい。
何、見ていかないの？シャ
見てもわからないもの。遠くから眺める分にはいいけどね。不心得者が道場にいるわけにはいかないでしょ。おはようございます、首相。
Here comes. Yeah, there we go. Here comes player number 3. Here comes player number 3. Player 3 has entered the lobby. Good morning, Captain.
ああ、おはようマト。今朝は一人？
はい、力になれず申し訳ありません。
ああ、いいっていいって。本人が弓をやらないって言うんなら無理をさせても仕方がない。
それじゃあ失礼するわ。また後でね、三辻さん。
ああ、また後でね、遠坂。
お疲れ様です、遠坂先輩。ありがとう。さくらもしっかりね。
I'll leave the dojo behind, so not to get in their way.
やあ、遠坂。おはよう。朝から君に会えるなんてついてるな。
Alright. Because this is a visual novel, I know there's going to be a lot more unfiltered things that are going to be happening. Oh, alright. Here comes Shinji. Excuse me. Morning, Tosaka. Funny running into you so early. Oh no, and here comes the person I least wanted to see.
おはよう、マトくん。今日は早いのね。
当たり前だろ。首相なんだから早めに来ないと1年に示しがつかないじゃないか。
Are you sure about that? You're the captain? Please. Shinji Mato from Class 2C Grand 7. He's the vice captain. There you go. That's more accurate. He's the vice captain of the Kyudo Club and darling of half the girls at the school. Speaking of Two-Face, this man is the epitome of Two-Face. It's mostly thanks to his looks, of course, but he's also admired for his good grades, social graces, being kind to girls, being an overall heartthrob as a while, or something like that. I really don't follow that kind of stuff. It's just what I hear my classmates say. The typical high school gossip.
そう。ご機嫌なところ悪いんだけど、一文字抜けてるわ、マトくん。大事な字だから忘れない方がいいと思うけど。
一文字抜けてるって何がさ。
幸福の福。字は違うけど響きは一緒でしょ、副首相さん。気をつけなさい。別に首相も副首相も変わらないけど、変に意識するとこだわってるみたいに聞こえるでしょ。
そうだね。今後は気をつける。ありがとう、遠坂。
お礼を言われるようなことはしてないけど、まあマト君がそう思ったのなら私には関係ないか。
ちょっと待てよ。 見学に来たんだろ。なら見ていけばいいじゃないか。遠坂なら大歓迎だよ。
遠慮するわ。練習の邪魔をしたくないもの。
そんなの構わないよ。他の連中が気に障るんなら締め出すからさ。ちょっと寄っていけって。
だから邪魔をする気はないって言ってるでしょ。それに私別に弓道に興味があるわけじゃないから、知らないやつのシャを見ても嬉しくないわ。
なんだよ遠坂、弓道に興味はなかったのか。へえ、だっていうのに放課後になると遠くから見てたのはそういうわけかな。
Playing something else, I see. I don't know what he's playing at, but he seems to have seriously misunderstood.
なんだ、知ってたの、マト君。
ああ、よく目があったんだぜ、僕と遠坂。シャを終えてさ、斬新の時に限って遠坂は僕を見ていたろ。声を返したかったけど一応決まりでね、車上では声を上げちゃいけないんだ。
Shinji stares closely onto me, looking pleased with himself. I see the triumph glint in his eyes, competing with the affable smile.
勘違いしてたよ。遠坂は弓が好きなんだと思ってたけど、弓道には興味がないんだろ。ならなんで遠坂は道場を見ていたのかな。
You fail every single time. I was gonna say that, but he is the vice captain, so I assume he has some kind of skill. Ah, now I see. It would sound like that.
離れてくれないかしら、マト君。私あまり人に近寄られるのは好きじゃないし。
なに遠坂。
あっきれた。ここまで行ってもわからないのね。
You're still not getting it.
趣味じゃないけど仕方ないか。簡単にあなたにも理解できるように言ってあげる。いい、マト君。私は弓道に興味がない以上にあなたに興味はないって言ってるのよ。実際
なんだと。
Roasted. I must have touched some nerve because he tries to grab me roughly. I twist out of his reach and turn to leave.
それじゃあね、マト君。自意識過剰なのも結構だけど、ほどほどにしておいた方がいいわ
Very
よ。
true. Very true.
遠坂、お前。
Shinji sounds like he's about to say something, but he keeps his temper in check and doesn't chase after me. The guy is all style, no substance. That's also a really good line. I like that. If he had even a little backbone, the people around him wouldn't suffer nearly so much. I take the rear entrance into campus from the archery range. It's past 7 now, but there still aren't students in the hallways.
あれ遠坂さんだ。
Hey, here's an underrated person. Here's an underrated baddie, I would say. Oh yeah, oh yeah. The fan art does help. I won't lie, but underrated.
おはようございます、藤村先生。
おはよう遠坂さん。ちゃんと挨拶してくれて先生は嬉しいよ。
I will say, I'm noticing that the original, because it is remastered, the original art makes a lot of things very two-dimensional, if that makes sense. A lot of two-dimensional was going into the original designs. Like everyone is Flat Stanley or something. The strange woman pretends to sob in delight It may be hard to believe, but this extraordinarily affectionate and happy-go-lucky woman is actually a teacher. Damn.
先生、ちゃんと挨拶をする以外にする挨拶があるのでしょうか？
あるわよ。1年生はちゃんと挨拶してくれるんだけどね、上級生になってくると私の名字で挨拶しないんだから。遠坂。
はあ、よくわかりませんけど、先生に失礼なことはしませんが。
よしよし。ああ、みんながみんな遠坂さんみたいだったらいいのにな。
With a parting wave and a see ya, Miss Fujimura leaves. Fortunately, she is not my homeroom teacher. Nah, she would be a great homeroom teacher. Miss Fujimura teaches English. Her sunny attitude belies her expert rank in Japanese fencing. Oh, that's right. Yeah. She was a kendo person. In her student days. Oh my god. In her student days, they called her Fuyuki Tiger. That's the mystery, though. You think that someone known as a tiger would be feared, not adored. Miss Fujimura clearly heads off into the direction of an archery range. For some reason, she's the faculty advisor to the Kyoto Club instead of the Kendo Club. It's just before 7:30. I can see students doing their club activities on the school grounds, but there's hardly anyone indoors. Except...
遠坂。
this guy. Yeah. I thought there was going to be a lot more to this guy. I think maybe in, No. I was going to say, in Heaven's Field, don't they give him more to do? No, I think actually, if anything, it's the opposite. They greatly cut this guy out of the story in Heaven's Field. But yes, the Tenya Ida of the era over here. He always blurts out my name like I did something wrong every time he sees me.
あら、生徒会長。こんな朝早くから校舎の見回り？それとも各部室の手入れかしら？どっちでもいいけど相変わらず豆ね、そういうとこ。
そういうお前こそ何を企んでいる。部活動もしていないお前がこんな早くに何の用か。
ただの気まぐれよ。竜斗くんちみたいに早起きじゃないもの、私。
Here's a good question. Why? Because in a lot of anime and manga, they do set up the idea of there is an occult club, magic, something along that side. Paranormal. I'm surprised just so she can practice at school. Why, she doesn't, set up some kind of club where, on one hand, it's, cute magic stuff that, nerds or outcasts would like to study and, have fun with, but then when no one's around, she can practice her magic there. I'm surprised she hasn't done that for her, but I guess she likes her alone time. She's a loner for now. The student council president's handsome face darkens. That's interesting that you described it like that. He seems to have it out for me. I really don't know why. Maybe me saying temples are so dull pass is what started it.
一つ聞いておくが、最近夜遅くまで校舎にいたことはあるか、遠坂。
ないわね。私が帰宅部だって知ってるでしょ、竜斗くんは。
当然だ。生徒会長を任された以上、全校生徒の情報は把握している。
Oh, so it goes back. Play voice, move. Okay, cool. Alright. Oh yeah, I wanna...
私に聞くまでもないでしょ。なんだってそんなことを聞くか知らないけ
I'm
ど、
learning. I'm learning.
生徒会の仕事を部外者に押し付けちゃまずいんじゃない？
I hope you're not trying to pawn your student council work off to outsiders.
情報収集は一人でやりなさいよ。私みたいな部外者に頼らないで。
たわけ、お前のどこが部外者だ。うちの会計の首根っこ掴んで悪さをしたのを知らぬと思ったが、このめぎつれ。
あら、人聞きが悪いわね。あれは三辻さんに頼まれて部費の割合を明らかにしただけでしょ。みんなの予算がどこに使われているか調べるなんて生徒として当然の行為だと思うけど。
That's fair. I would say that's fair.
なんと、うちの会計を1週間休ませた精神的ダメージが当然の行為なのか。とんでもない倫理観をお持ちのようだな、相変わらず。
あなたもね、部下の手綱ぐらいちゃんと握ってなさい。文化系ばかりひいきするのはフェアじゃないわ。
Yeah. Just got you there.
分かっている。だからこそ俺の手で不正を正したかったのだが。
I was gonna audit them myself. Damn, this motherfucker is. You may be my favorite. I'm gonna do it personally though. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. And there he is, the star of the show. Some would say the GOAT. Maybe I would be a little bit dubious in that, but yes, there is our reigning MC of the story, Shiro and Mia. Alright, my guy. The other two parts, you were good. Well, I liked you in Heaven's Field by the end. This should be the Fate route. Let me see what you got. Let me see what you got. So I can finally, check off well-rounded, all that stuff. Again, I'm sure someone's going to say, but you got to play the two other routes. No. At least not now. Maybe in the future. Like if we reach a sub goal, which by the way, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification for every time we will stream. We will have a better schedule for when this stuff comes out. Again, sorry for not posting this earlier. It was just kind of one of those things that we were testing out. In the future, when we do more advanced games, let's say, there will be a much more prolonged announcement for people to get ready. But yes, maybe in the future, if we reach a sub goal, I will come back and do more of the Fate game. But for right now, we are just going to do the Fate route. The simple Fate Stay Night route. Fate Stay Night? Yeah. Fuck it. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Seiba. It's fixed Issei. Just then, an unexpected visitor makes his appearance.
と、悪い。頼んだのはこっちなのに、エミヤに任せっきりにしてしまった。許せ。
Don't worry about it. Where's the next one? We don't want too much time to waste.
ああ、次は視聴覚室だ。前から調子が悪かったそうなんだが、この度ついに天寿を全うされた。
If it's completely broken, I can fix it. Oh, that's right. I forgot. He is a tech whiz. I think he actually does fix computers. I will say, now having a computer of my own, I'm a little bit jealous that he is a little well-rounded in computer background knowledge. I kind of would like that, just having that handy skill would be pretty good, pretty good.
そうなんだが、一応見てくれると助かる。俺から見れば臨終だが、お前から見れば仮病かもしれん。
Beckoned by the other student, the president leaves. I stopped thinking during the sudden turn of events. The other boy, wrenched and screwdriver in hand, turns as if he awkwardly mutters and leaves. What's that supposed to be a greeting? The president and the student called Enmia walk off into the distance. That would be Shiro Enmia from Class 2C.
それはいいんだけどさ。
How do I put it? The wretch looked right at home in his hands, but I'm not sure if it's because it makes him look tough or handy. At 7:30 a.m., there's nobody else in the classroom 2A. I take a seat at my desk and flip through my math workbook. There's still 30 minutes until the morning homeroom. I've got time to kill until my classmates start their arrival. The classroom is lively as lunch break begins after 4th period. My school has a cafeteria, so only about half the students stay. It's mostly girls that stay behind. The girls think the cafeteria is a bit too... what? They think it's too liberal with seasoning. Oh god, that word has also lost me nowadays. It's too liberal with the seasonings. Who the fuck are you?
遠坂さん、よかったらお昼ご飯一緒に食べませんか？
She sounds like MASH. And in a weird way, she kind of does remind me of MASH. That's not MASH, is it? Or like her voice actress, is it? We girls tend to enjoy our lunches as a group. Typical anime.
ありがとう、三枝さん。けどごめんなさい。私今日は学食なんです。今朝は寝過ごしてしまってお弁当を作る余裕がなかったものですから。あ、いや、そうなんですか。ごめんなさい。そうとも知らず呼び止めてしまって。私、余計なことしましたね。
The nice shy girl does something, gets rejected, feels like they stepped over like too many toes to do so. Segusa looks guilty at her feet. Among the refined and well-behaved students of Class A, she's the most demure. God damn, we're hitting all the words of the modern day. Yo, social media like words right now. Demure. For some reason, she's really nice to me. At least you admit it. For some reason, she's nice to me.
余計なことだなんてそんなことはありません。今日はたまたまだから気にしないで。また明日これに懲りず声をかけてください。
I let her down as gently as I can and offer her a genuine smile.
あ、はい。でも遠坂さんでも寝過ごすことがあるんですね。
So even you sleep into it. Perhaps my smile made her feel better. Segusa turns back to her table, looking really. You know what? She also kind of gives me worried Hime vibes with that hairstyle and like her overall demure demeanor. Like before she grows out her hair from like the flashbacks. She is adorable. She is. Yukiya Segusa isn't drop-dead gorgeous, but her smile always put everyone at ease. God damn, you don't have to be so specific with that.
ええ、そうなんです。なんとかごまかしてますけど、本当は寝ぼすけなんですよ、私。部活だって朝起きられないから入ってないんです。
Segusa somehow maintains the elegant air even when startled. Watching her reaction is always so calming, but that doesn't mean I have time to stand around and talk. If I keep up a conversation with someone so disarming, the real me is bound to show herself.
それじゃあ食堂に行ってきます。三枝さんもごゆっくり。はい、遠坂さんも。
right. Wasn't Segura the track and field club manager? Mikidera and Humora are the track and field club rising stars. Mikidera's a bad influence with whom I go window shopping on days off, but I don't know Humora too well. She's a bad influence in what ways?
お、振られたね、ゆきっち。だから言ったでしょ、遠坂は弁当持ってこないって。釣りたかったらあいつの分も飯用意しないとね。
Looks like you got dumped. Damn. Hey, supportive lesbianism back in when this came out, 2000. Good for them. Good for them.
マキ、
Oh, I do kind of
それは
remember
私たちも食堂に移動すればいいだけの話で
the
は。
silver hair girl. I think I do remember her. She's alright. Maki, can't we just go to the cafeteria with her? Why is all the tomboy, tan, like sometimes even muscular, short-haired girls always named Maki? I've noticed that.
ダメダメ、食堂は狭いんだから。弁当組が座れるスペースなんてねっての。それに遠坂と同席してみなさい。男どもの視線がうざいのなんの。前の休みだってさ、2人で遊びに行ったのにあいつだけ得しちゃってさ。やだよね、美人を鼻にかけた優等生は。
She wants the spotlight. Girl, just go with her, man. Just go with her. Despite her foul mouth, she actually wears a kimono really well, like a picturesque Japanese beauty. That would be nice to see.
牧野氏、
Makino
君の陰口は遠坂城に聞こえているようだが。
Meanwhile, Homura's cool and solid demeanor are complete foil to that of Monteiro. Yeah, so basically you have the shy, I forget the dere type, but like the Orihime dere type, not ditzy per se, but like the very shy, timid, Hinata kind of girl, the outspoken tomboy over here, and the very, you know, kind of how do I put this? Not emotionless, but like that kind of archetype for a character. Smart girl.
やべ、遠坂に聞かれた。ゲゲ、めっちゃ睨んでるじゃん、あいつ。
Probably. You were shocked.
別に遠坂さん、マキちゃんを睨んでなんかないと思うけど。睨んでんだよ、あれ。あいつは笑ってる時が一番怖いんだから。なんだよ、いいじゃんか、愚痴ぐらい。多めに見ろよ。私と遠坂の仲だろ。たい焼きおごってやっただろ。
Kade Makadera puffs her cheeks out in a pout, waving her disposable chopsticks in the air. So she's a tomboy, tan, athletic, also a little bit of a tsundere, or like a pouty, you know, bratty kind of girl. Man, you are hitting all the check marks. Would you believe that her hobby is collecting wind chimes? That's interesting. Well, I collect money, so. The world works in strange ways. At any rate, it's rude to Sagasa to stare at me. Can't talk between me and a foul-mouthed Madeira. Sugusa looks like she doesn't know what to do.
気にしないでいいのよ、三枝さん。それと牧寺さん、おごらされたのは私で、品物はたい焼きではなくクレープでした。無意識に事実を改ざんする悪癖、次あたりに直さないと考えますよ。マジ怖え、あの笑顔。
Wagner holds up her lunchbox lid like some kind of shield. I bet the odd trio farewell, leaving the class. And slide the door closed. Oops.
なんだよ、大差ないじゃんか、たい焼きもクレープも。どっちも甘いの皮で包んでるんだからさ。
Sure. Might there are others something blasphemous for a girl. Alright then.
たい焼きとクレープが同じですって？
I don't know what taiyaks are. Let me look it up. Oh, the fish paste thing. Oh, whoa. Hold on. The fish paste. Let me see. Yeah, these things. Oh, okay. I didn't know that's what they were called. Right. Okay. Hold on, I just want to make sure, because I've been having this issue with OBS where it's like, oh, it won't like re-show the screen. Let me see. No, it's still saying it's blacked. Hold on. There we go. All right. Well, hold on for a second. I will need to come back. I need to go check up on some stuff. BRB. Let me see if I can put on some music. we are back. Let me get this.
で悔しがってるんだ私。
Be good. Yes. Just want to make sure I can see it on your guys' screen. There we go. All right, good. All right, I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure everything was good. All right, let's get back to it. Hydrate. Must still be tired from last night. The cafeteria sounds like a pain, so I'll just buy some bread from the counter and eat it on the roof. I purchased my lunch and headed to the unoccupied roof. Again, Japanese staple, different culture. We could not do this here in the States. Though it's different in summertime, during the winter, the roof is a convenient place to eat that the other students tend to avoid. It's too late to hang out here during lunch, but there's a small price to pay for privacy.
さて、とりあえずご飯と。
I indulge in the tomato sandwich and the hot lemon drink I brought from the cafeteria. It's hot? They don't keep it cool? It's a simple lunch made all the more delicious by the fact that I can enjoy it up here in peace. I finished the sandwich and sipped the warm lemon drink. I'm a little tired. It's hard to balance being an overachiever with avoiding human contact as much as possible. Okay, it feels like that's a weird humble brag right there, but alright. Alright. As the saying goes, one should be accomplished at both the pen and the sword. It's a point of pride, no conviction, that I be the top student of the school. Sure. I decided that if I was going to be a student, that I would be the very best, like no one ever was. I don't want people looking down on the Tosaka name. It's all or nothing. That's how Rin Tosaka came to be a perfect, flawless student. On the other hand, my occupation as a mage is dangerous, so I shouldn't associate too much with normal people. When a mage is discovered by public, she has no choice but to eliminate witnesses to protect herself. You could just hide. There's not a forget-me spell, apparently, like Men in Black, but, you know, whatever. I'd rather not resort to that. That's why I keep my social interactions purely superficial, out of necessity. I only hang out with Makdira on my days off, and I turn down invitations from more sociable people like Sugesa. It's difficult walking the tightrope of being a #1 student at school while making sure I don't become anyone else's #1. And sure, there are times when it tires me out and I feel like life is a real drag.
もう時間か。
Feels like a drag. I finished the hot lemon drink and stand up. That's enough sentimental for today. Time to go back downstairs, become Rin Tosaka once again.
ではホームルームを終了する。日直は日誌と戸締まりの確
He's kind
認
of
を。
badass.
部活動のない生徒は速やかに帰宅するように。
Class 2A's teacher gives his usual spiel and leaves the room. As far as I know, he said it exactly the same way all
遠坂
year.
今日はもうお帰り。
朝方麻藤君と一見あったし、面倒になる前に帰るわ。
やっぱりそうか。麻藤のやつ今朝は特に荒れてたからさ。遠坂に手ひどく扱われたんだろうなって思ってた。
そう、迷惑をかけてしまったかしら、三辻さん。
別に麻藤が下級生をいびるのはいつものことだし、あれはあれでいい精神鍛錬になるよ。
そう、よかった。じゃあこの埋め合わせはまた今度。
はいはい、これに懲りずまた寄っていってちょうだい。
I make my way home without taking any detours. My time as Rin Tosca, the honors student, ends once I leave the school. The next half of the day is reserved for only me. I have become a mage of the Tosaka. When I arrive back at the house, I'm greeted with polishing light of my answering machine.
留守電なんて珍しいな。相手はやっぱりあんたか、キレ。
Here we go. I have a feeling I know what he's going to say, but I'd better listen or I won't hear the end of it later. I press the play button and hear a familiar male voice.
私だ。分かっていると思うが、期限は明日までだぞ、リン。
私は。
あまり悠長に構えられては困る。残る席はあと2つだ。早々にマスターを揃えねばならん。
The priest cuts straight to the point.
マスターの権利を放棄するというのなら、今日中に連絡しろ。予備の魔術師を派遣するにも時間がかかる。
Liar, I bet you could find a backup right away. Oh yeah. Man is the art of manipulation.
お前にはすでに0時の兆しが現れているのだ。さっさとサーバントを召喚し、0時を開け。もっとも、聖杯戦争に参加しないというのならば話は別だ。命が惜しいのなら、早々に教会に駆け込むがいい。
Straight to the point. It was a clear message in a simple language. If you're going to fight, then be ready today. If you're not, then retire because you're in the way.
言われなくても分かってるわよ。
It's unexpected, I guess. Today's the last day I can drag it out. Thankfully, I've managed to decipher Father's notes yesterday. My battle preparations are in order. All that is left is to seize the right to participate, as he said.
聖杯戦争。たった一つきりの聖杯を奪い合う殺し合い。何百年も前から伝わってきた聖杯の儀式か。
Mages take part in the Holy Grail War are called masters. Doesn't denote a rank of any kind, merely describes the role. There's a condition to partake in the Holy Grail War. You must summon a familiar called a servant to form a contract with you. Regardless of your skill level as a mage, you are not recognized as a master until you command a servant. There's a clear difference between servants and normal familiars. The way you summon and use them are different. Mages who plan to fight in the Holy Grail War prepare summoning catalyst.
ほんと、父さんもセイバーにゆかりのものを残してくれればよかったのに。
I don't own any relics with a connection to a servant. I can summon one, yes. In fact, I could do it right now if I wanted to, as well to form a contract. This town's ley lines are under the jurisdiction of Tosaka. I am the heir to a clan that administrated the land for generations, so my performance will not take a back seat to some visiting mage, you foreigner. Though while that is true, it'd be awful incompetent words. It would be awfully incompetent of me to embark on a figurative voyage without a compass.
サーバントはシンボルによって引き寄せられる。強力なサーバントを呼び出したいのなら、そのサーバントにゆかりのあるものが必要不可欠なのだ。
In other words, I need some outrageously valuable item like a sword or piece of armor that a servant owned, or maybe a bone or heraldry related to them.
父さんの遺言に期待してたんだけどな。これはこれでものすごい切り札なんだけど。
Relax, but you know, I guess it comes down to it all. The most important thing is the Grail War. Still, it won't help me summon the servant. Maybe.
いいわよ。そんなものに頼らなくたってなんとかなるわ。そもそも私以外にセーバーを扱えるマスターなんているはずないし。
Alright, I made up my mind. I'd rather not get another earful and waiting until the last minute doesn't sit right with me either. Now the real challenge begins. Tonight, I'm going to summon the servant while I'm in peak condition and acquire a saber. You better find the right item. All I can say is, from my experience of playing FGO, the drop rates for your summoning may not be as what you hope it would be. Just saying. Just saying. Late night. The clock remains almost 2 a.m. This is the period where everything lines up. My condition peaks at 2 a.m. sharp. Imagine that was actually inherently in FGO. Like, you have to, like, wherever you are in the world, at 2 a.m. sharp, you have to do your drawings. If you want, like, the best conditions. Oh my god. Bro. In terms of limits, this will be my first and last chance, so I cannot afford in the slightest mistake.
消去の中に大挙。大挙の陣を4つ刻んで、召喚の陣で囲んだ。
I inscribe a magical circle into the floor of the basement. Some demonic shit, really. Actually, it doesn't take a major invocation to call forth a servant. Servants are invited by the Holy Grail. Masters anchor them to the world, and supply magical energy to materialize them. But the servants are the ones who choose to respond. Yeah, they're in, I forgot what the term was called, but they're in, like, another dimension just waiting. The Eye of Agamotto. Sorry, Mike.
ソニ、銀と鉄。礎に石と契約の太
For the
鼓。
elements, silver,
ソニは我が
iron,
大使、シュバリエオ
foundation, stone, and the Archduke of Pax for the ancestors, my great master, Shingwenger. It feels like I'm in Bleach right now. I'm about to cast a Hollow spell. Hollow number 99, Kurohitsugi, the Princess of Iron. The all-destructive doll of mud, unite and repulse. Like, that kind of shit right now.
降り立つ風には壁を。四方の門は閉じ、王冠よりに出る。
Raise the
王
wall,
国に至る三皿は循環せよ。
close the gates of the four directions, come forth from the crown and fall the forked road leading to the king. Yeah. Very Bleach. Very Bleach. Or was Bleach inspired by this one? Still, I need to keep conditions in focus. Magic circles are normally drawn with blood, but tonight I draw mine with melted jewels. That's actually kind of, honestly, that's kind of really dope. I'm using up half of the jewel I've accumulated over my lifetime, so I never financially recover from this if it fails. Nah, wait. I'm saving this too. I'll never financially recover from this. Oh my god. I need to edit this. This is fucking hilarious. I'm sure someone already has. I'm using up half of the jewels. Acquiesce that with money. Dollars. I'm using up half of my financial savings I've accumulated over my lifetime. So I'll never financially recover this if it fails. Oh my god, that's so funny. That is so fucking funny. I am saving this. I am saving that. That's great. That's amazing. By the way, cool art. Cool art. Oh, okay. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. I will never financially recover from this.
満たせ満たせ満たせ満たせ満たせ繰り返し都度にごたびただ満たされる時を破却する
It's almost 2 a.m. Finish drawing the summoning circle, pass down to the Tosaka line, and face it with all my being. Are there different types of summoning circles per family?
Enfant.
I flick a formless switch within myself. With a click, I feel my insides turn over to something else. My normal nerves invert and become circuits for conducting magical energy. Rin Tosaka is no longer human. She is just a component to the execution of mystics. I melt from my fingers. No, I'm filled up from my fingers. The mana I am taking in so dense, it overwrites my bodily sensation levels. Goodness. That's why I'm being destroyed at the same time I'm being filled. I'm sure that's you somewhere. Running through my body is the power, mana, from the atmosphere. I convert it into different types of energy throughout my body circuit. A mage's body is nothing but circuits. That's a really cool pick. Hold on. I actually might say that too. I'm sorry I'm screenshotting all of this. I just really think it's cool. Hold on. Can I... Yeah, there we go. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to save that. Oh. Damn it. There we go. Much better. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to save this. That's honestly really, really cool. I'm sure I could look it up online. But I'm going to do this the harder way. The art so far is very, very appealing. The art is very, very appealing so far. Character designs could be better. To be honest, the character designs could be better in this adaptation, but art... Circuits to conduct the ethereal to material. The mystical outcome we produce is what we call magecraft. My body grows hot. It seems like horns are growing from my forehead. It seems like wings are sprouting from my back. It seems like scales are covering my hands. It feels like water pooling around my ankle. Sweat drips, stabs, swords pierce my body. There are the stagnant that reject my body, which becomes a circuit. No matter how gifted a mage is, we are only human. I'm only human. In a human body, the pain is something we must live with whenever we use magecraft. The cycle doesn't let up. Beyond the agony, within the trench, lies the mental state necessary for a connection. Pain wriggles within my arm. To aid the caster, my Automatic? No. IQ! Fuck, whatever. Begins an incantation invading my nerve system. Right, family crest on the arm, whatever. The mana in the atmosphere I've taken in turns to blood. It's like molten lead, so you still need blood. While my activated magic crest resembles thorny nerves, within a crunching sensation, it creeps throughout my body like a thorny centipede. Within the hurt, I forget myself. At the same time, I can feel it taking hold of me, like I've reached where I need to go. My hypersensitive hearing picks up the ticking clock in the parlor. 10 seconds left until 2 a.m. The power filling my body is unquestionable. Heed my words. Time to begin. I convert the mana I've collected into magical energy for fixation. All that is left is to feed the energy into the engine, the summoning circle, until my body runs dry. Heed my words. My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. Heed the Grail's call, obey my will, reason, then answer me. My vision goes dark. What lies before me now is the fifth factor, said to be imperceptible to the naked eye. My vision shuts off on its own, fearing what it might see. I hereby swear I shall be all the good. Seven heavens planted in three great words of power. Come forth, the circle of binding, guardian of the scales. God, that was fucking long ass ball. That went off without a hitch. It feels so perfect. It's like I'm reeling in a whale with a fishing rod. Flawless. I'm positive I just drew the strongest card. Yo, my multi-summon. I got an SSR, baby. I got the rainbow. I can't wait for my vision to return. It'll take a few seconds, but when it does, I'm sure the strongest servant will. And you got a 1 star. You got nothing. You just got one of those, when you do an FGO, you got one of, like, those food icon ones. Nah. You got nothing. You spent $100 for nothing.
Hi?
Nothing. Bakana. Your multi didn't work. The room does not look any different. I spun that much ether into this ritual only for absolutely nothing to materialize. Again, the life of a gacha player. On top of that, hey yo, who the fuck's fucking up the shit? I think I just heard something explode in the parlor. My head's empty at this point. I just run. I race up the stairs from the basement. The door to the parlor is askew, off its hinges. There isn't at any point in turning the doorknob, and since it won't open whether I push or pull, I kicked it down and burst into the room. And The moment I enter the parlor, everything becomes clear. Hey, there he is. There's the dude. Everything is in tatters. Yeah. All right, here we go. Here we go. Everything is in tatters. Oh, there we go. Rubble is strewn across everything as if something had fallen through the ceiling. On top of it all sits a man cocking his head so arrogantly. He must be some kind of criminal. Yeah. I mean, a criminal dresses like that. But something graver draws my attention. The grandfather clock, having escaped destruction, tells the time perfectly. Oh, I wonder why. Now I remember. Right, of course, the clocks were an hour ahead today, weren't they? You forgot? You should have double-checked on that. Which means it's simply 1 a.m. Damn. Too early. You busted your load too early, girl. Still a full hour left until I'm in peak spell-casting form.
またやっちゃった。
Yeah. I can complete tasks as well as anyone else, but suffer from the curse of genetics. Oh, is that what we're blaming? When it really counts, I somehow managed to blunder things on an unbelievable level.
やっちゃったことは仕方ない。反省。
I can't believe my own stupidity. The genius, Tosaka. Still irritated, I directed my glare at the man lounging hotly on the rubble.
それで、あんた何？
開口一番それか。こりゃまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
The man in red mantle shakes his head in a show of exacerbation. To add insult to injury, he mutters something about drawing the short straw. Oh no. Now I'm dead certain. This guy has messed up personality. And is this a servant? I thought familiars were shapeless beings, but this is just a man. No, this is not just a man. Even from here, I can tell that it's brimming with a shocking amount of magical energy. Do not be fooled by its appearance. I'm staring at something that's undoubtedly more than human. It's a human-shaped ghost that's on the level of an elemental. This is no time to be dumbstruck. That thing belongs to me. I need to get my head in the game.
確認するけど、あなたは私のサーバントで間違いない？
それはこちらが聞きたいな。君こそ私のマスターなのか？ここまで乱暴な召喚は初めてでね。正直状況がつかめない。
私だって初めてよ。そういう質問は却下するわ。
そうか。だが私が召喚された時に君は目の前にいなかった。
本気？ひな鳥じゃあるまいし、目を開けた時にしか主を決められないなんて冗談はやめてよね。
The unidentified servant frowns and grunts escapes his lips. Maybe he didn't like the way I said it, though he has a mixed reaction as if still impressed by the logic in my words.
まあいいわ。私が聞いているのはね、あなたが他の誰でもないこの私のサーバントかってことだけよ。それをはっきりさせない以上、他の質問に答える義務はないわ。
召喚に失敗しておいてそれか。この場合他にいろいろと言うべきことがあると思うのだな。
そんな なのないわよ。主従関係は一番初めにはっきりさせておくべきものだもの。
The servant's eyebrow twitched. He isn't even bothering to hide his dissatisfaction. I wonder if it's because of the half-baked summary. I mean, I do too.
主従関係ははっきりさせておくか。やることは失点だらけだが、口だけは達者らしい。ああ、確かにその意見には賛成だ。どちらが強者で、どちらが弱者なのか、明確にしておかなければ、お互いやりづらかろう。
The servant eyes me meaningfully, still relaxing on the rubble of my living room.
どちらが弱者かですって？
ああ、私もサーバントだ。呼ばれたからには主従関係を認めるさ。どちらがより優れたものか、共に戦うにふさわしい相手かを測るのは別になる。さて、その件でいくと、君は私のマスターにふさわしい魔術師なのかな、お嬢さん。
First he's destroyed my house and acts like he's the king of the castle, and now he has the nerve to ask whether I'm worthy.
あなたの意見なんて聞いてないわ。私が聞いているのは、あなたが私のサーバントかどうかってことだけよ。
I'm not going to back down from this condition.
ほう、なるほどなるほど。そんな当たり前のことは答えるまでもないと。実に勇ましい。いや、気概だけなら立派なマスターだが。
Can you walk the walk?
だから順番を間違えるなっていうの。一番初めに確認するのは召喚者の務めよ。さあ答えなさい。あなたは私のサーバントなのね。
I step forward aggressively, ready to pounce, depending on his answer.
強情なお嬢さんだ。これでは話が進まんな。仕方あるまい。仮に私が君のサーバントだとしよう。で、その場合、君が私のマスターなのか？いやまあ、あくまで仮の話だが。
Just say like, hey, I performed the summoning circle. Are you the spirit that I summoned? And blah blah blah. Obviously, has to be a deeper meaning and all that stuff. But it's like, good lord, you don't have to exacerbate this conversation like this.
当たり前じゃない。あなたが私に呼ばれたサーバントなら、あなたのマスターは私以外に誰がいるっていうのよ。
おう、そうか。まあ仮の話なんだが、とりあえずそうだとしよう。それで、君が私のマスターである証はどこにある
？The servant blandly asks, smirking all the while. He clearly is trying to goad me with these questions into losing my temper.
ここよ。あなたのマスターである証ってこれでしょ？
Here we go. I show him the command spells on my right hand. Don't think I was born yesterday. Father's told me enough that I know about command spells are at the very least.
納得いった？これでもまだ文句を言うの？
I thrust the symbols at him in challenge, but the lunging servant rolls his eyes.
まったな。本気で言っているのか、お嬢さん。
His face darkens, looking even more disgruntled.
本気かってなんでよ？
その考えがだ。霊樹があればマスターなのか？霊樹などサーバントを利する道具に過ぎないだろう。
You gotta earn it. Are you the king or are you the horse?
まったく、そんな形だけのものでマスターブルとはな。私が見たかったのは、君が忠誠を振るうにふさわしい人物かどうかだったのだが。
Normally you think command spells if someone asks for proof.
何よ。 それじゃあ私はマスター失格？
そう願いたいがそうはいくまい。霊樹がある以上私の召喚者は君のようだ。信じがたいが君は本当に私のマスターらしいな。
He shrugs in a mocked exhaust. I've reached my boiling point and I'm not going to cool down.
全くもって不満だが認めよう。とりあえず君は私のマスターだ。だが私にも条件がある。私は今後君の言い分には従わない。これが最大の譲歩だ。それで構わないな、お嬢さん。
Sorry, father. Yeah, right. This house that's been passed down for generations is destroyed in one night.
そう、不満だけど認めるくせに私の意見には取り合わないってどういうことかしら。あなたは私のサーバントなんでしょ。
I asked in a trembling voice. After our spat over the command spells, this is my last desperate attempt to a dialogue. And yet...
ああ、形の上だけはな。故に形式上は君に従ってやる。だが戦うのは私自身だ。君はこの家の地下にでも隠れて聖杯戦争が終わるまでじっとしていればいい。
You got an ego on your yourself. You can win this.
それなら未熟な君でも命だけは助かるだろう。
He's looking down, declaring that he expects nothing.
怒ったのか？いや、もちろん君の立場は尊重するよ。私はマスターを勝利させるために呼ばれたものだからな。
At least you guys are on that point. Victory is all but needed.
私の勝利は君のものだし、戦いで得たものは全て君にくれてやる。それなら文句はなかろう。どうせ君に令状はつない。
You can't even use the command spells.
まあ、後のことは私に任せて。
Worry about your own skin.
あったまきた。いいわ、そんなに言うなら使ってやろうじゃない。アンファン。
No more mercy. I've got nothing left for a jackass like this.
まさか。
そのまさかよ、この礼儀知らず。フィアトラーク、アイノイエナーゲ。I know you skin nuts. I know you swear breathing.
I'm not gonna try to mispronounce those German or those Nordic language right there. No, I think it's actually probably more German. In accordance with the laws of the Holy Grail, abide my servant in absolute obedience.
待て、正気かマスター。そんなことで令状を使うやつが。
Would you waste a command spell on something like that? You're the asshole who's starting all this about, oh, well, you know, you just don't have that aura to you, kid. You ain't making my vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's like...
うるさい。いい？あんたは私のサーバント。なら私の言い分には絶対服従ってもんでしょ。
The end of my right hand aches. 3 command spells. They allow a master to issue the unbreakable commands of their servant.
考えなさい、君は。こんな大雑把なことに令状を使うなど。
Self-loathing. I can't believe it just burned me. So you do before you think, apparently. All that genius and intellect when you get flustered like this. And then after that, I retreated from the ruins of the parlor and went to my bedroom. Before me stands the servant whom my command spells compelled absolute obedience from. Supposedly, anyway.
なるほど。 君の性質は大体理解したぞ、マスター。
So I think the models for the characters are
念のためだが、 君はレイジがどれほど重要か理解しているの？
知ってるわよ。サーバントを律する3回きりの命令権でしょ。それが何よ。
Just to be clear, do you understand how critical the command spells are? Sure, I do. They let me order my servants around. Let me order my servants around. Just like a high school student to say.
いいかね。レイジはサーバントを強制的に行動させるものだ。それは行動を止めるだけでなく、行動を強化させるという意味でもある。例えば、私はここから遠くの場所まで瞬間的には移動できない。だが、レイジで行けと命じれば、それが私と君の魔力で届くことならば可能となる。強制命令権とはそういうことだ。サーバント自身でも制御できない肉体の限界さえ突破させる大魔術の結晶が3つのレイジなのだ。まあ今では2つに減ってしまったがな。
知ってるわよ、そんなこと。いいじゃない、まだ2つあるんだし。あなたに命じた規則は無駄じゃないんだし。
確かにこれは私の誤算だった。レイジというものは曖昧な命令には効きが弱くなる。
Interesting. The more vague an order is, the more powerful the command spell diminishes. So it has to be very crystal clear, straight and to the point.
私を守り通せ、この戦いに勝てなどといった広く長く効果が続くものにはレイジの力が弱くなる。効き目は長く続くが苦痛が小さいため逆らえるサーバントも出てくるだろう。逆に次の一撃を死ぬ気で放て、あのグラスだけは壊すなといった単一の命令は絶対で、よほど強力なサーバントでも逆らうのは難しくなる。さて、ここまでで私が言いたいことがわかるな。
わかるわよ。要するに広く長い命令は意味がないんでしょ。効果も戒めも薄いならサーバントはレイジュに逆らって行動できる。そんな効き目の薄い命令をするなら絶対的な単一の命令をした方がいい。
そうだ。レイジュとはもともと自分たちの能力以上の奇跡を起こすためのもの。それを代用の効く命令などで消費する具は許されない。君の先ほどのレイジュはまさにそれだ。私が君に従うかは話し合いで解決できることだし、仮にレイジュを使ったところで全ての言動に絶対服従などレイジュが100あっても実現できない。
じゃあ私のさっきのレイジュは無意味ってこと？
通常ならそうなのだがな。どうも君の魔術師としての性能は桁が違ったらしい。
桁が違ったって、ちょっとあなた、自分が今どんな状態なのか正直に話してみなさい。
ああ、誤算というのはそれだ。先ほどの命令では少しはマスターの意見を尊重しようという程度の心変わりにしかならない。だが今の私は君の言葉に強い強制を感じている。君の意見に異を唱えると、そうだな、ランクが一つばかり落ちるようだ。つまりマスターの意向に逆らうと体が重くなって動きづらいというところか。
So he's saying that my command spell wasn't a waste necessarily, but an actual benefit. He's still being as sarcastic as ever, so it doesn't seem to have had any effect on him. But Besides, even if he is weakened, I doubt even 10 of me could resist if he could decide to rebel against me.
前言を撤回しよう、マスター。
Interesting.
年齢は若いが、君は卓越した魔術
You
師
got a
だ。
lot of talent. You have a lot of potential.
子供と侮り、戦いから遠ざけようとしたのは私の過ちだった。無礼ともども謝ろう。
Rudeness. The flattery is going to go very far with you, my man. The servant straightens his posture and gives me a formal bow.
やめてよ。確かにいろいろ言い合ったけど、そんなの喧嘩両成敗っていうか。
そうか。いや、話のわかるマスターで助かった。
なんか切り返し早いわね、あんた。
何？誤算は誤算だったが、嬉しい誤算というやつだったからな。これほどの才能があるのなら、君を戦いに巻き込むことに異論はない。
じゃあ、霊樹抜きで私がマスターだって認めるのね。
無論だ。先ほどは召喚されたばかりで馴染んでいなかったが、今では完全につながった。魔術師であるのなら、契約によるつながりを感じられるだろう。
契約
？Something does feel weird about my body. It's as if my closed-off nerves are now connected to the outside. Specifically, I can feel a portion of my magical energy flowing to the man before me.
そっか。サーバントは聖杯に呼ばれるけど、呼ばれたサーバントをこの世に留めるのは、
そう、マスターの力だ。サーバントはマスターからの魔力提供によってこの世に留まる。魔力提供量は十分だ。経験的に問題はありそうだが、君の能力は飛び抜けている。普通の魔術師ならばサーバントを召喚した瞬間に意識を失っているだろう。だというのに君は活力に満ちている。先ほどの霊樹といい、この魔力量といい、マスターとして君は間違いなく一流だ。
Family lineage actually does matter.
今更褒めたって何も出ないけど。
Actually, I'm pretty sure you made the command spell specifically to get yourself some flatteries and stuff. But you know. I break eye contact out of embarrassment. Well, I didn't see this coming. I know the command spell is making him obey me, but still, the superhuman servant is sincerely acknowledging me as his master.
で、あなた何のサーバント？
見てわからないか？あ、それは結構。
I mean, you don't really give that many obvious signs. It's gonna be real.
わかったわ。これはマスターとしての質問よ。ねえ、あなたセイバーじゃないの？
Yes and no.
残念ながら剣は持っていない。
I am not equipped with a sword. I suspected as much. Well, when all's said and done, I got the wrong time. But my summoning circle didn't do the job, and my servant was spat out in some random room. It was far too sloppy of a ritual to summon the strongest servant, Seba. Asterix, you know, strongest servant might be a stretch.
ドジったわ。あれだけ宝石を使っておいてセイバーじゃないなんて目も当てられない。
悪かったな、セイバーでなくて。
I'm sorry, I'm not a saber.
え？ああ、うん。そりゃ通行のミスだから残念だけど、悪いのは私なんだから。
ああ、どうせアーチャーでは派手さに欠けるだろうよ。
But you think Archer is a very attractive class? I mean, I like using archers in the game.
いいだろう。後で今の暴言を悔やませてやる。その時になって謝っても聞かないからな。
Oh, you better.
はい。
What a surprise. The unidentified servant seems to be sulking. Maybe my fixation on Saber offended him.
何？勘に触った？あーちゃん。
触った。見ていろ。必ず自分が幸運だったと思い知らせてやる。
Archer retorts with a sidelong glance. He has a really spiteful air about him, but the reaction felt somehow childless and free of malice. You know, he might be pretty decent.
そうね。それじゃあ必ず私を後悔させて、あーちゃん。そうなったら素直に謝らせてもらうから。
ああ。忘れるなよ、マスター。己が召喚したものがどれほどのものか知って感謝するがいい。もっともその時になって謝られてもこちらの気は晴れんだろうがな。
Archer huffs, even as his lips twist into a grin. Oh yeah, that's one. This one's got a rotten personality. He's perfect for you.
まあいいわ。それであんたどこの英霊なのよ。
Archer does not answer. His what does that say? Sardonic expression is replaced with a depending frown.
あーちゃん？
Deepening frown.
マスターである私がサーバントであるあなたに聞いているんだけど。
それは秘密。
は？
私がどのようなものだったかは答えられない。
あのね、つまんない理由だったら怒るわよ。
それは
there's the fix again. Archer opens and closes his mouth as if he's having trouble voicing an uncomfortable truth.
なぜかというと自分でもは
あ？何よそれ。あんた私のことバカにしてるわけ？
マスターを侮辱するつもりはない。ただこれは君の不完全な召喚のツケだぞ。どうも記憶に混乱が見られる。自分が何者であるかはわかるのだが名前や素性がどうも曖昧だ。
気にすることはない。気にするわよそんなの。あんたがどんな英霊か知らなきゃどのくらい強いのかわからないじゃない。
なんだそんなことは問題ではなかろう。さまつな問題だよそれは。
さまつってあんたね、相棒の強さがわからないんじゃ作戦の立てようがないでしょ。そんなんで戦っていけるわけないじゃない。
何を言う。私は君が呼び出したサーバントだ。それが最強でないはずがない。
He's so straightforward. The Crimson Knight fixed me with a gaze full of confidence and trust. My brain grinds to a halt. There's no deception in Archer's words. He's sincerely giving me credit that I deserve, even though we've just met. I'm sure I'm blushing bright red right now. Surprise attacks like this tend to be my weakness. Surprise compliments that you can't see it.
もういいか。誰にも正体がわからないってことには変わりはないんだし、敵を騙すにはまず味方からって言うし。
I turn away from Archer to hide my embarrassment. I'm sure I will figure out in due time what servant he is anyway. For now, we have other priorities.
わかった。しばらくあなたの正体にそれじゃあじゃあ最初の仕事だけど。
早速か。好戦的だな君は。それで敵は？
Before he can say enemy, I toss a broom and dustpan. Get to cleaning.
下の掃除お願い。あんたが散らかしたんだから責任持ってきれいにしといてね。
Yeah, my man just died. He's like, oh. A few seconds passed in stunned silence. When Archer finally regains his senses, he grips the broom indignatingly.
待て。 君はサーバントを何だと思っている？
It's in the name, my guy. It's in the name.
使い魔でしょ？ちょっと生意気で扱いに困るけど。
And hard to deal with, though. He's just like, I want to kill people, not clean. Archer cuts himself off. I have no intention of letting him off, and when he tries to weasel out of it, I'll still have a card to play.
意義あり。そのような命令は
I refuse.
いいの？これマスターとしての命令よ。マスターの方針に逆らったら体が重くなるんだっけ。まああなたはその程度じゃどうってことないだろうけど、そのペナルティは今を掃除するまで続くのよ。そんな状態で明日から戦っていくのは危ないんじゃない？
If anyone actually had that in real life to make people do shit, way too powerful. He stands there for several more seconds with a broom in hand and rumbling underneath his breath. And so the archer in the red mantle closes his eyes.
了解した。地獄に落ちろ、マスター。
Go to hell, master. And gracefully accepts my order. Now then, it's getting late, so I should rest. I can decide on how to deal with him once I wake up. A fateful day draws to a close. No, rather my fate was shaped by this night. This makes 6, including me, once the 7th and final master summons their servant into the Holy Grail War of this generation will begin. In the not-so-distant future, the battle I've been waiting 10 long years for is about to commence. February 1st. Okay. This actually might be a good place to stop. Let me see. Oh my god, fucking flashbang. The Holy Grail War. Alright, I think I am going to stop it here. So, let's go save. New. Alright. Alright. That was fun. Okay. Not bad. Not bad for a first-time gaming stream. Let's see. There we go. Well, thank you for everyone who joined today. We will be mixing it up with the games. I'm going to continue playing this. Again, we're just going to do the Fate route. We are not going to do the Heaven's Field and the Unlimited Blade Works route. That will take way too much time. And I'm just more or less curious about the Fate route itself because I've never watched the original anime. So I'm like, I guess this would be nice. And again, this was here, as the title says, to test if our computer was fine. And as far as I could tell, it didn't look like anything crashed, which is good. It actually kept a smooth stream. I still have to fix my sound alerts. I don't know what's going on there. I still want to have the chat right here, but I still have to figure out how to get that up. So that's still a work in progress. But all in good time. All in good time. Next stream will either be continuing the game, if not a reaction stream. So either this week we're going to be doing JoJo's, or we're going to be doing JoJo's and One Piece. But most likely, either one or both are going to be on Thursday. Whether or not when I'll get to another video game Fate Stay stream this week is still up in the air. I'm hoping to maybe do some tomorrow night. We'll see. If it is, I'll probably put it up later tonight or into tomorrow. That we'll probably be doing it around like 5, 6 o'clock. We'll do it for another like 2-3 hours. And then Thursday will be our JoJo's night or our streaming night for like reaction. And then we'll see about the weekend. I'm trying to get like an actual like day schedule to see where like, okay, Mondays, I can do a stream for sure. Thursdays, I can do a stream for sure. But I want to do more than just 2 streams a week. So hopefully I can get tomorrow in so that I can make 3. And then maybe 1 on the weekend so I can do 4 streams per week. And then if that works on a consistent basis, I'll use that as a template to make a schedule. And then we'll go from there. But after we're done with this Fate, I'm thinking about what game I want to go into first. I have a couple that I'm curious to see again. So far, the visual novel is working fine. Now, for the next game, it's actually going to have graphics. It's actually going to have motion, all that stuff. So, hopefully it works there too. But I have a couple on deck that I'm thinking about playing. Maybe I'll put it up as a poll after Fate's done. But that might be for like a month or 2. So, I don't know how long this is going to go. So far, we're just getting introduced to Archer, and it's already been like almost 3 hours. So this is, I feel like this is going to be a while. This is going to be a while. But we'll make our way through there. And then once we're done, we'll have maybe a poll up to see which games that I would like to play, but most likely what people would actually like to actually see me play. But yeah, good stream. Good stream. I'm glad everything for the most part went well. Nothing broke. Nothing had too many issues. I still have things to work on in the future. But yeah, this was nice. All right. Well, again, no fancy outros. Just glad everyone came who were watching. For VOD watchers later, thank you for watching this. And taking the time out of your day. I hope I can fill some empty air or empty time that you have during your day with a silly person trying his best with reading comprehension. Great memes, by the way, out of this. So many, just clippable things that people can turn into, and I'm sure they have. But Demure was here. I'll never financially recover. Just something that the gacha community, especially with Fate, knows all too well. I thought it was really funny. Yeah, I look forward to doing more of this. And I hope everyone has a nice night. Stay safe. Thank you again for coming to the channel. If you liked this, please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, however you want to go about it. Hit the bell notification to know when we will be going live for the next streams for this week and into the future. And if you really like it and want to stick around, hit that subscribe button, please. Yes, let's get to 100. Please, let's make that our first goal. Let's get to 100. It will be a slow journey, but I'm here for it. All right. Well, everyone, sayonara. I'll see you on the next stream. Have a nice night. Goodbye.